It's finished here at the J. Davidson. Altrincham 3, Newcastle United U21 3. Altrincham through to the semi-finals of the National League Cup on penalties, winning 3-2 in the shootout. Manager Phil Parkinson joins me. Phil, can we get your initial reaction, please?
Yeah, really interesting game of football. I knew it would be a high-scoring game. I even said to the lads I thought it might have been 4-4 tonight because both teams were really going to go for it. Obviously, Newcastle, all the Premier League teams are really attacking, full presses and play some good football. And we obviously were giving lads minutes who needed it and who were desperate to impress. Changed the system. I don't know if anyone picked up on that as well. We went 3-5-2 tonight. So went really attacking and that's the way it panned out, didn't it? 3-3. I thought we should have been well out of sight as well. Some of the opportunities, I think they've had 3 chances. Harvey's made a good save in the second half. But apart from that, I mean, they scored a wowzer as well, didn't they, from a mistake in the mid-third. But I thought we were well worthy winners in full time. And I think if, again, with that penalty situation where Joe stubbed his foot on the floor. We've just watched it back there. I don't know what the referee's thinking. It's like, obviously, the pitch isn't great and he's hit his foot on the ground. It looks, the ref saying he's fainted, unsportsmanlike conduct. But 1, Joe wouldn't do that. And 2, you can plainly see what's happened. So, yeah, one of the strangest games of football that I've witnessed for a long time.
You mentioned strangest games of football. I wanted to pick out a few individuals, the 2 goal scorers as well, Carell, Redding and Keane Taylor. I thought they were brilliant tonight.
Oh, they were. All the players were. But particularly the attacking players, because we really focused on that after Saturday in terms of we did lots of good things Saturday, but that final bit we didn't quite get right, and we were looking at all different elements, combination play, switches of play, individual 1v1s, entries into the final third, decision making, and hey, we've scored 3 goals, haven't we? So, and we could have scored a lot more. But those players that you mentioned there, Carell, delighted for that he's got his goal, really well taken goal. We see him do that so often in training, and he's set up the third one for Justin, hasn't he? With really good wing play, and that's what Carell's got to do. He's got to be more consistent with that stuff, and he's learning, and he's willing to learn, and he's getting his head down. And Lucas could have had 2 himself in the first half. One that the keeper's made a really good save, and the second one he should score in the 6. I think he's almost in the 6-yard box. Or just outside it with a side-footed effort. But that's what you get with young players. You get a bit of inconsistency, and we've seen it with the changes that we've been enforced upon us on Saturday. So the bit we do here, we develop players, we're patient with them, and hey, if you come today, you got a lot of entertainment, didn't you?
Man who was between the sticks from the start, Rob Lainton, has announced this morning. Talk to me about how you got him involved in the club.
Yeah, Rob, another one on Mark's list. So Mark Turney's coming in, and part of his sort of job is to help me with recruitment, and Neil. And yeah, obviously he found Caleb for us, and now we've got Rob. So he's showing me 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, but I know Rob anyway. We've played against him so many times for Wrexham, so we know we're bringing in a keeper with a wealth of experience, and whoever we get now, we're not going to get the perfect situation now, because the perfect situation is Rob's playing week in, week out, and then we probably don't get him. So we're getting a really good keeper. We've just got to make sure that he's up to speed this week, and him and Caleb will fight it out. But hey, Rob's coming in to play and sort of give us that seniority and give us that stability. And Caleb's going to compete with him, with young Harvey as well. So we feel like we've reinforced in that area, and we've got 3 really good keepers in there now.
You just mentioned Harvey's name there. He was subbed on at half-time. Nice to see him back from injury as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and he made a great save, didn't he? That one in the bottom corner, one of 3 opportunities they had. So really good for Harvey. He's such a fantastic lad, trains so hard. And yeah, listen, they'll all compete.
And talking about other players that come back from injury, Justin Amaluza got his goal and sort of a last gasp equaliser. Brilliant ball in for Carell, and he put that one away brilliantly, didn't he?
He did, yeah. So we're not sort of accustomed for crossing. We're probably one of the worst in the division for crosses, because we don't look for that, and we don't normally have them types of forwards. But it's working for us, and the pitch is dictating how we've got to play a little bit. So crosses are something that we've got to do better with, and you're seeing there Justin getting on the end of a cross from Carell. Really good wing play and really good at attacking of the ball in the box. So, yeah, delighted with that one.
You mentioned the pitch a few times already. Certainly had its toll on the penalty shootout at the end as well, didn't it? Eventually getting through 3-2, so into the semi-finals as well.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't even a penalty spot, I don't think. It looks like it's so hard to play, and it doesn't look as bad as what it is, but it's really, really bad at the moment. And we're going to have to do something with it because it's going to hurt us. It needs heavy rolling, 100%. So hopefully we can do that. I know there's reasons we haven't for drainage purposes, but it feels that that's got to happen now. Whether it does or not is another matter. Obviously, I'm just saying what I'm seeing, and I know that's it's difficult because I'm not in charge of that, and I could be wrong on that front, but it just looks like it's crying out for that.
And a nice little bit of momentum from tonight as well after the loss on Saturday, going into a really big game this Saturday, Rochdale away in the FA Trophy.
Yeah, huge game. One that we, as you can see, with what we brought in with Rob, we're doing everything we can to make sure we're as strong as possible. Hopefully, we can get a few back this week who have had a rest now. And we should be nice and fresh going into the weekend. And I don't know how I feel about that. Sometimes it's nice to bounce into one game, into another game. So hopefully the freshness can serve as well, because obviously Rochdale were away at Tamworth tonight, weren't they? And they've obviously gone to the nail and got an equaliser, I think, in the 91st minute. So it must have been quite a taxing game. And we'll see how we go, because Rochdale are a very good team, and if you don't play a certain way against them, they can really hurt you. So we're going to have to make sure that our game plan is on point and the lads execute. And if they do, they're more than a match for anyone in the division. But so are Rochdale. So it makes it's the toughest game again. We've had the hardest run so far, haven't we? With all the teams that we played, the Macclesfields, the Barnets, the Eastleys, now Rochdale. So if we do manage to get over the line, we've certainly done it the hard way.